Okay, so in closing, I just want to understand, like, from your perspective, obviously you're doing a lot. But what is the Africa that you want to see? Like, what is your highest hope for Africa?
There's so much that we do in Africa that I don't think people even know that we do. My hope and wish is to actually see a lot of more African thought-driven initiatives get out there. Not necessarily get out of Africa, but being used by African.
Yeah.
We have too many smart people. We have one of the biggest tech hubs here. We have a lot of social impact details that are happening in Africa, but nobody ever gets to really share it out there. It's the time I started writing for, it's called Africa Renewal. It's a UN journal that gets to be published in the US. And I'm like, anything I can write on as an African, people read.
Right.
And actually, when I write a paper, a very short paper, people read a lot, but also for the money though, because they pay $1 per word. Okay. I'm like, why not?
Right.
That's $2. So why not? So it's good to just share experiences and details that we have here, but I feel a lot of people are not sharing or exporting those knowledge or details of what we have. I used to be so proud of coming from Africa that when I was at small conferences or small workshops in Kenya, in Korea, I share. Kids are so wired in a way that they memorize everything.
Right.
So when I was teaching English or teaching math and those basic things, they're memorizing everything. And they're like, teacher, how is Africa? You know, I'm like, let me show you. So I take out my phone. I had a small projector. I used to just show them. So I used to show them houses in Lavender and Runda. They're like, you have a swimming pool at home? I'm like, yes. Okay, that was not mine, but hey. I'm like, yeah, I have a swimming pool. This is my house, and my neighbor's house is here. So I used to use Google Street View, show them around. They're like, oh my God, they can't believe this is what is out there because we are not sharing enough. There's a day I think I really lost it that day because someone was on the street playing guitar and there's a picture and there's a box for them to put money in there. That picture is an African kid who looks like he's starving and it's a drop of water trying to get out his tongue. I was so mad.
Right.
I hit that thing off the street. I hit it.
Yeah.
And I started shouting. And this is not me, but today I am mad for the African continent.
Yeah.
You cannot insult us like this. But I calmed down later to realize that it's not his fault.
Right.
He's been told to do what he's supposed to do. So we actually went for lunch and explained to him and I showed him the Africa he does not know. So my friend Musa, do you know Musa right now? He's stationed in Korea. That's the thing he does.
Really?
Talks about Africa, talks about things. He educates people.
Yeah.
And I'm really happy about he's married to a Korean now and his life is there.
Right.
But I love the fact that someone like him can be there to be able to empower. Some of us are not language people, so we're not fit for that whole profile. But the few of us that went there, we make sure people understand the kind of life we live in Africa. But just generally, I feel like we have so much capabilities and resources that we don't get to use. Not just physical resources, but intellectual property that we have as well. We need to churn that out. And we need to encourage each other to be able to replicate or what they call the ripple effect.
Yeah.
The ripple effect is my key thing that I keep on telling people. I've been saying that for the past few years now. If we can create a ripple effect with the kind of skills we have and thoughts that we have in our head, we will create a better Africa.
Yeah.
That's all I want to see.
Totally.
Yeah.
I think that's so powerful because honestly, there's definitely so much room for more like Africa-centric research, IP to be publicized and put out there.
That's true.
Yeah. Which I don't know. I'd love to get your thoughts because I think like in the US or Europe or in Asia, the mechanisms and platforms for getting that out, like whether it's peer-reviewed papers or whatever, are very structured. Like, do we have the same?
It's a problem that I have. So I go to universities and I ask them, how do you rate yourself as a university to know the grade of level that you are?
Right.
And there's nothing.
Yeah.
They don't have papers.
Yeah.
They don't have anything to show. When I was in, look how many papers I've had to write. I'm always publishing something. I'm always researching something.
Yeah, and it's because it was demanded
It was demanded.
Yes.
And later, at first, it was annoying. I'm like, why am I writing papers? Every day, professor wants a paper. Every month, he wants a paper. Now, it got to a point I was like, in my PhD, you will never have to tell me to write a paper. I'm walking, I'm in the club, I'm writing. Trust me, I used to write in the club.
Yeah, you have that stream of thought.
Yeah, I'm like, this looks interesting.
Yeah.
I see things on the street and I write.
Yep.
I see billboards and I write.
Right.
Little thing that I see, I'm just putting it down. And I'm just there like, it's actually helping my credibility. It's also helping the school's credibility.
Exactly.
You know, so that becomes a thing that people will get to use that research later. The other day, my dad called me. He's like, my dad is also called Dr. Bright. So it's such a very confusing thing for both of us when we're out there. He said, you know what? He found the proudest moment ever when he went on Google Scholar to register himself, and he realized that I was already there. And the beauty was, people were referencing what I wrote in China, in Venezuela, in US, in the UK, in places that I never would have thought my papers would have gone to.
Right.
So I'm like, I didn't even know people are actually referencing what I wrote a lot of years ago. And so it was just, what if we do the same thing in Africa right now? Our universities, if our lecturers are empowered to make sure students write. I lecture at Strathmore, and I make sure my students get to learn how to write. So I take those classes, I hoard them. I'm like, give me that class. I need to teach how they can do projects, how they can write better. Even the thesis, I'm not supposed to do their thesis guidance, but I take it upon myself to do it.
Right.
So we need to be able to let a lot of us get out more details, write papers, be able to share knowledge that we have here, because that's how we're going to get better in the future. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Bright. It was lovely to have this chat. Thank you so much for your honesty and for telling the dark side as well.
I had to.
And I just wish you all the best with your mentorship and everything you're doing in cybersecurity and tech. I can't wait to see everything you accomplish. It's a journey. So it's just part of the journey we are seeing now.
And it's lovely having me here. I mean, it's I've not spoken about this in a while.
Yeah.
So it's kind of refreshing to just take some thought processes back and bring it out here.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah.